Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how you can connect to your private database using what we call AWS Client VPN. So if you're not sure what VPN client is, it's basically a software that will allow you to have a secure connection from your local machine, your laptop, to a resources which is in a private network. Okay, this will help in secure encryption of your data over the network. Okay, so this is what we are going to do. Okay, we are going to connect to a database. We're going to leverage on AWS VPN client. If you're not too sure how to create one, okay, I've done a separate video on how to create AWS VPN client with it associated certificate. Okay, again, there are so many ways we can connect to a private DB. I've also done a previous video on how to use what we call SSH tunnel through a Bastion host. And I've also done using what we call session manager. But in this video, it's more towards what we call VPN client. Okay, so I have already created my database in a private subnet. Let me show you. I've also created what we call my AWS VPN client. If you're not sure how it's done, okay, there's a separate video. Basically, there's a step that you need to do. First of all, you create what we call the certificate. Actually, let me show you. So this is the steps. Where is the steps? Right. So basically, this is the step to create what we call AWS VPN client. If you follow these steps, okay, all the way to the bottom, okay, at some point you need to create what we call a certificate, okay. Creating the certificate and downloading the endpoint configuration, okay. So when you create a certificate, you can upload it. So creating the certificate, you follow the steps, okay. You clone, you download, you cd into it, and then you generate all your server and then your client certificate. Afterwards, you can upload this into what we call AWS ACM or certificate manager. Where is it? If I have it here, certificate manager. Yeah, so you can upload this into the certificate manager, and then you can use the endpoint to create what we call the VPC endpoint, or what we call the AWS client endpoint. So in this case, we need the ARN of the certificate. Okay, so creating of the, let me show you. Okay, this is the client VPN endpoint that we created. Okay, and then we also have our database. So our database is AWS Aurora Postgres. Okay, this is it. So you can see, if you have a look at the endpoint, this is private. Therefore, you cannot just connect to it. Okay, it will not work. I will show you what I mean by that. Okay, so again, what you need to do is allow an ingress, okay, from the endpoint to the database. Okay, so basically you need to allow, whitelist the security group of the VPC client endpoint to the database. So if I go to the database, what is that one? Postgres, that one. And then we look at the security group. Okay, you can see we are allowing an inbound rule, okay, for all TCP from the security group of the client endpoint, the VPN client endpoint. Okay, this is what you need. And then all you need to do, you download the endpoint, the configuration. Okay, or is that, go back here. So you download that. Okay, make some changes. So by that, if you follow that steps, add the client certificate and then the key to the configuration you've downloaded, and then with your own software, by that you can use AWS VPN client software or Open VPN client. This is what I have. Okay, right, this is what I have. So you can upload your file on here. Okay, and then all you need to do is to connect. I'm using that. So can you see the error that we're getting? if I open the VPN, I'm able to connect successfully. So let me show you. We're trying to connect now. Okay, let me try connect now. See, so test the connection. Let me try. So then let's see if we're able to connect. Watch this. Okay, it's taking a while. Okay, so it's trying to establish connection, as you can see. Right, and we get this timed out. Okay, because the VPN is not open. So if you try to open it now, okay, connect to it. By that, before you do that, upload your file and then connect to it. Okay, again, if you want to see end-to-end video, I have a separate video. Please go off and watch that. So connect. Okay, let's see if we can get some, yeah, some activities coming in here. And then when we try to connect again, actually try again and connect. Okay, okay, enter password, and let's try and connect. Can you see it looks much better? We are now connected. Okay, no problem. So this is how you can securely connect to your private DB using what we call AWS VPN client. Okay, so basically we are in here. You can open your, so this is the endpoint. So this is the DB. This is the endpoint we're trying to connect to. Let me again max. Okay, so straight away we in. So this is the database. As you can see, this is the endpoint. So simply done cluster. So that endpoint, where is this? One Aurora cluster endpoint. We show you a start. So basically, this is the endpoint we try to connect to. Okay, cluster. So this endpoint, this endpoint. So you can use the read or the write endpoint. Okay. All right. So go back to DBeaver, and here we are in our database. So you can click into it and then start doing anything that you need to do. Okay. I hope this video helped. Okay. I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.